Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. I'm Pratham Shamdani, and as you know, these are the interviews we are conducting for the promotion of various startups. So for today's interview, we have Mr. Vinod, the CEO and founder of Sri Nitirav Yaya Organic Farms, which was founded in 2016 with the goal to develop and promote organic methods of sustainable farming. In other words, retain the goodness of natural products by following the principle of health, ecology, fairness, and care. Their vision is stay close to nature. Their mission is to protect the environment, minimize soil degradation and erosion, decrease pollution, optimize biological productivity, and promote a sound state of health. So let's start the interview. So, hello, sir. Good evening. I'm Pratham Shamnani from Startup Lanes, and we are very thankful to have you on the board for this interview.
Hi Pratham, nice meeting you and thank you for the opportunity.
Sir, I would request you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hi, I'm Vinu Kant and I have 19 plus years of experience in multiple fields. I worked in payments and all sort of stuff and process improvements and all sort of things. Finally ended up in agriculture and probably the passion towards it has drawn me towards that.
Okay. Okay. So my first question to you is, how did you come up with the idea of startup?
Well, coming to a startup, I particularly believe in one quote, which is if you can dream it, you can achieve it. So this thought always motivates me to achieve the dream and shows the power within. Sometimes the pressure of achieving our dream is such that we start losing hope and we tend to think that our capabilities are not enough to fulfill what we dream to achieve. That's where the visualization of the goal gives power within to achieve it. I believe if I can foresee achieving my dream, then it's worth achieving. So I don't fear the world. I do not let the world judge my achievements. I trust in myself and I put in all my efforts. And most importantly, the farming, what we are doing it currently it is born because of the innate love for farming, cows and vegetation. This gives us an opportunity to be close to the soil and nature. And we practice holistic farming like using the indigenous cow manure, cow dung and inoculation of healthy bacteria to the soil using all the farm leftovers for mulching. And the most important thing is usage of indigenous seeds for the planting and focus on soil to give its best. Importantly, we need to revive and maintain the soil's natural power.
Okay, that's great. So, what was the most difficult part in the early stages of your growth?
I can say that first up, the most important thing is the letting the people know that the company exists was a challenging one. I can say that it's more like how many times do we hear saying that I see this and I say that I want to go and buy it. It's very rare and it's almost never, I can say. So our challenge is to get that message right in front of the people over and over. Hey, we are an organic farm. Our food is as safe as mother's love and affection.
Yeah.
We grow our products with indigenous seeds which have various benefits on every individual's health. If I say as an example, one of the variety of the traditional variety of paddy is which is called as pungar, which is also known as the woman rice.
Okay.
Which is good for women, especially during the pregnancy, which is said to induce normal delivery in pregnant women. It helps to control your cholesterol, and it also contains vitamin B1, which is especially helpful in case of mouth and stomach ulcers and stomach related problems, and also help to resolve hormonal issues of the woman. And along with that, and other set challenges what we have is that the company's growth is depending on establishing the relationship which is purely based on the trust. The customers who have supported us in the initial phase should stay with us is our main aim, as they are the face of our company, and they are equal to our marketing heads. And regular feedback and interactions from them will always help to improve our services.
Okay. What was the gap in the market that you identified?
Okay, I can say that see the Generation Z or the Zoomers and the Generation Alpha, which are up to till 2020s,
Yes.
And how many of them we really know that they are playing in soil, get drenched in in rain, and walk barefoot in the soil? It's hardly people. These people are not that comfortable in that. And all these people have lost the touch with the nature and soil. And most importantly, the ability to fight against diseases and the immunity has taken a toll. I believe the last generation, which is called the Generation X, are the last batch of individuals who has enjoyed nature and life. They are aware and curious about their food, and reconnecting consumers with the origins of their food is no small task. It is a huge undertaking that takes time and involves many different methods, steps, and complexities. Until the Green Revolution kick-started, a wide variety of indigenous seeds are used in the farming, and in the name of increasing the productivity for meeting the demand, slowly the GMOs have come into picture, and the farmers started using pesticides. And today we see what are the ill effects of using too much of pesticides and the GMOs. And as an agriculturist, we want to give the best of the foods, which includes millets, rice, dals, etc., and all produced. And these should be coming from our indigenous varieties and grown organically, which increases your immunity and lead a good, healthy life. That's where we are looking into that.
Okay. So, did your family or friends help you with the funding or your startup, or did you approach any investors?
No, the investment is done within the family itself, and their own resources are used for the startup.
Okay, so there were no investors, right?
No.
Okay. Which are the factors do you see impacting your business in the coming years?
I can say that, instead of me focusing on the factors which are impacting the business, I would like to focus more on timely decisions, understanding the consumer needs, and building and maintaining a relationship with the consumers, and exploring new technology to improve the farming methods, and making sure the values are intact. And on the other side, evaluating own actions and documenting of all the activities. There is always life in agriculture, and the most important thing is going back to roots of who you truly are. And you need to keep your using the indigenous seeds, so the dependability on the seed manufacturers completely goes away, and exchange the seeds with other farmers so that the cycle always continue. One of my professor, Mr. Uday Kumar, he used to always saying that he wants to set up organic farmers across every district, so that the cycle of sharing the seeds is always within us, and so that we grow a better crop and give better results for all the people.
Okay. Are you planning to hire fresh talent in your company, and what should be their qualities if you are them?
Definitely, we will be hiring individuals, and the most important thing is they should consider farming as a life, should consider it as more as a career rather than a job. See, I myself is not from the agricultural background, but the passion towards it brought me here, and I am involved in every step which happens in agriculture, whether it is laying the pipelines there or making sure the feeding all the animals. I do every job.
Okay, okay. And what, according to you, are the personality traits of a good leader?
There are multiple points where we can say that the first of all thing is having a vision, and the ability to travel an unexplored path, and also able to manage the success along with the failure. And the most important things are like being accountable and being decisive. And you should also need to radiate the positive energy within the team, so that the people around you are surrounded, they're going to absorb it and they can do the better things. And be patient and practice what you preach is one of the major things.
Yes, of course. What is the best and the worst part of being a CEO?
I can say, it's more like one must act and serve as a visionary who puts the entire team of the people on the same page, with a mission that the company is going to fulfill. And no matter how many financial obstacles being faced, you must ensure the integrity of the business intact, and the motto of the company is unshaken. And one must motivate oneself, their employee and partners at all the crucial times. But the most important thing is praise must always be distributed for great work and must be ready to accept personally of all errors in strategy, judgment, and performance.
Yes, self-support is very key. Are you looking for any new vendors to help you simplify or any of your business?
Yes, definitely. And there's always a quote saying that the only thing which is constant in life is change, and everything and everyone is interconnected and interdependent. And we need to rely on the new technology and identifies ways to improve agriculture industry without losing its value. So that's the core and the important part. Definitely, we'll be looking out for some vendors who can provide us such sort of services.
Okay. And my very last question to you is, what are the recent and long-term plans of your startup?
The long-term plan is always, it is more like focus on the expansion and also setting up the indigenous seed bank. Along with that, set up a Goshala and a Vedic school and creates a lasting legacy. Currently, our recent plans are something like, currently we have a customer base across 8 states in India and also in 6 countries. So we are working on expansion of it and make sure we have a constant flow of all the new customers and provide new services. And also working with some of my friends who are in different countries are having a more like a partnership there, so that we can expand it into the countries also, to some of the countries.
Okay. And so lastly, I would like you to say something to your viewers or our viewers.
See, agriculture is one of the most important things, wherein it always says India is always an agriculture country. Yes, but the people are currently what the buzzword is across in the name of organic, and there are companies and there are people who are misusing it, and in the name of organic, people are overcharging it, whether it is really valid or not, and there is no confident or there is no guarantee saying that is this really organic. The best option is make sure you make friends with the farmers and form it as more like a group. Understand, see, definitely you know what your requirements are, and the farmers are also aware saying that this is what I'm doing it. So instead of the farmers cultivating acres and acres of land of the same crop, they can do multiple varieties of it, so that it would be really helpful and really beneficial for them personally and financially, because they can earn on a monthly basis, as well as support the groups and the customers with the proper food. And having a farm visits now and then will also keep them motivated, and even the customers can also come visit the farms and they can pick up their own produce if required. And one of the thing what I also feel is on this more like a subscription farming, what I'm just talking about it. So it is like, I know what my requirements are on a monthly basis. Say we use our subscription for our Netflix, Prime, mobiles and all sort of things. So in that way, if we move into farming also into subscription mode, definitely it would be really beneficial for everyone.
So we are very thankful to have you on the board for this interview. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, brother. Thanks.